In this video, I'm going to give you a brief navigation overview of Windows 10. Now, the first couple things I always do is I click on the Start menu, and you don't have your normal options to get to like your pictures, your documents, that sort of thing. You do have all the applications on your computer and programs listed here, and you can scroll through them. They're in alphabetical order. Now, to add the documents and pictures, I click on Settings on the little gear here. Click on Personalization, select Start, and I normally turn off these sliders to occasionally show suggestions and show recently added apps. I leave the most used apps on, so it'll populate in there, so the most used apps you use will show up in your Start menu. Continue to scroll down and click on Choose which folders appear on Start. And I normally select all of these: Documents, Downloads, Music, Pictures, Videos, and scroll down. And then I normally select Network. Now, if you're in a home group where you access a bunch of shared files, you can turn that on as well, or your personal folder will link to your folder that contains all these videos, pictures, music, and documents. So if you don't want all those listed, you can just select Personal Folder, and it'll just show that one folder. Now I'm going to close this and go back down to my Start menu, and you'll see that I now have all of these folders. And you click on one, and it'll open that folder. Now the next step I usually take on Windows 10 is I open the File Explorer. Now if it's not pinned to your Start menu, down here you can click on the Start menu, right click, and then simply select File Explorer. And that'll open the same window. Now it opens Quick Access. This shows you recent files and frequent folders. Now if you like this, you can leave it like that, but I prefer to be able to access my computer settings and the drive. So I click on Options here on the View tab and change File Explorer to open to this PC. And I click on Apply and OK. Now I'll close that and I'll show you what that does. That just opens here. It gives me a little more access, I feel like, to the drives and to the system. You can still access your folders, but you can also access your hard drives and your network locations. On the left-hand side, all of your folders are still here under the Quick Access, and then you can also access your PC. One final thing I normally do on Windows 10 is if you're used to using Internet Explorer, that does not come on Windows 10. By default, it opens up to Edge. In order to get to Internet Explorer, you can type down here in Cortana, Internet Explorer, and it pops up. You can open it from there. Now to pin that to your taskbar so you can always open it without having to do a search, you can just right click on the Internet Explorer icon down at the bottom and left click Pin to Taskbar. So now once you close that, it'll be there and you can open it again. Now one final thing about the Start menu on Windows 10 is a lot of people don't like this giant search bar here. And you can change that by right clicking on your taskbar, going up to Cortana, and you can change it to show Cortana icon, which will minimize it to this little dot. That's what I normally do, just so I can access my search bar easily if I need to. And you can also hide it completely. I'm going to put it back to the show Cortana icon. You also notice this other little icon down here is a task view. What that does is if you have several programs open and you click on the task view, that shows you all your open programs. Now if you don't like that task view icon there, you can simply turn it off by right clicking on the taskbar and unchecking Show Task View icon. Now the basic navigation in Windows 10 is you can left click on your Start menu, gives you all your folders, all your programs, and then it gives you this small section over here where you can add your most popular programs that you want to run. If you right click on the start menu, it gives you this other little prompt to give you more control of the settings of your computer. This is where the control panel is. You can open File Explorer from here, and there's several control panel options you can access from the menu here. You can also shut down your computer or restart it from here, but that's also available from the main start menu by pressing the power button. Now on the File Explorer, we went over this briefly before. This gives you all the access to all your files, your hard drives, and your network locations. Now to access some of the settings on Windows 10, you go down here in the bottom right and click on the Notification Center. This gives you all these options here, your wireless options, your Bluetooth options. You can also click on All Settings, and this gives you control over some of the more settings on your computer. Windows updates have moved. They are actually here in the settings. If you click on that, and you click on Check for Updates, that's how you do updates on Windows 10. Now to change your background and manage your screen resolution, you can still right click and click on Display Settings. That'll adjust your computer's resolution. If you want to adjust your background and screensaver, click on Personalize, and all of those options are right here. To connect to the internet, if you're on wireless, you just click on the icon here like normal, and all your networks show up, and just connect to the one that you want. There's your battery, your sound, your time, and your other icons in the taskbar, pretty much how they were in Windows 7. Now, if you do not like the look of Windows 10 and you want your old start menu, there is an option for that. It's not built in, but there is a third-party app. It's called Classic Shell. You can just Google it or go to classicshell.net and just click on the Download Now button from the main page. And depending on your browser, it'll pop up at the bottom. Just click on Run. And it'll pop up the installer. Click on Next. Accept the license terms. You can read through those if you wish. Click on Next. I'm going to leave all the defaults and click on Next and click on Install. I'm going to uncheck View README File. You can read that if you'd like and click on Finish. I'm going to close out of the window. And you'll get this pop-up for Classic Shell. Click on Replace Start button. And you can select the style you want. The classic style from earlier versions of Windows, classic with 2 columns, or the Windows 7 style. If you're used to Windows 7 style, this is the one you'll probably want to do. Just click on OK. And now when you click on the Start menu, you'll have the old Start menu back. And this concludes this video.